Hey guys, Brian here from Condi's Country Living. Today I'm going to show you how to make a home decor sign, and we're going to take this piece here that was the cutoff from my butterfly. If you haven't seen that video, head on over and check that out because it was a pretty good video. But today I'm just going to show you a quick, easy way that you can make your own shelf sign that will sit wherever you would like. And let's get to marking it out. So first we're going to figure out the length of it. And the length is 1 foot. And then after that, I'm going to go with this line here, which is 3 inches. So I'm going to measure 3 inches down on this side here. And then I already know that this edge here is cut square and this edge here is cut square. Now we'll move on to dividing the letters out, and this here is really easy because it's 1 foot, so divided into 4 is 3, so we're gonna go every 3 inches. Equal spacing for the letters. I'm gonna take my square right here, dividing up the board and making my grid. So then that right there is basically our guide. And so we'll have the H here, we'll have the O, M, E. Now we'll get to marking this out. Figuring out the thickness of the lettering and how high the H will be, because you don't want it to look awkward in the end. Mark upward 2.5, and then we're gonna go with the 1 inch theme again. So I went with the 5 here to the height of our H. So now I can just go from there and I can drop it down to 2.5, and then that will give me the middle of the H. And then we went with 1 inch on either side of here, and that will carry through to the rest of it. But because we went with 1 inch and we've come down to 2.5, we can now mark it at a 1/2 inch up and a 1/2 inch down. And that will give us a 1 inch mark directly in the center of that H. Take our square again. Key steps to a beautiful piece in the end. So I'm going to make a heart right for the O. And because it's 3, I'm going to go and I'm going to mark 1.5. Making both points of the heart, top and bottom, equal. And now that there will give us the dividing line. Going through each letter and trying to make it as equal as possible. Just like that. Now we'll head over to the scroll saw and we'll get this cut out. Alright guys, now that we got that all marked out, I'm going to start the cutting process. And again, we're going to take the bigger chunks off first and then work our way into the more detailed stuff. So let's get started. We got our depth here, nice and tight, and we're good to go. Find your starting point and then let the games begin. And there you have it, guys. Now that we have the bigger stuff taken off, Now we'll go through and we'll cut off the smaller stuff. I find it helpful when doing detailed work to be looking at the piece how you'd be looking at it in the end. So just like you saw me do up here, I just did it down here again. I always go straight through and then I come up and curve in to this cut, and then I come back in here and then I come up here again. I find shading in the scrap wood areas really helpful. Same concept as over here. I do the straight cut first and then I do the curve cut. Straight cut, curve cut. Always thinking about where your pinch points are and where you're going to end up getting the blade jammed up if you go to pull it back. There's going to be a lot less drag straight than there is going like this, obviously. I always really like this stage because you're starting to really see everything take shape and your idea come to life. There you have it, guys. Now I'll take you back over to the table and we'll get it all cleaned up. Alright guys, back over here at the table now. And if you watched my wood burning video there, you would have seen how much of a lifesaver, well, and my cutting board video and a few others, but definitely the wood burning video, you would have seen how much of a savior these erasers are. And so we're just going to go at the areas and just clean up all the areas. You don't want any pencil marks left when you are done. And there you have it, guys, your very own home decor sign. And obviously I went back afterwards and cut this heart out here, but if you wanted to see that, you can actually see it on one of the shorts. But all I did was just drilled a hole, stuck the blade through there, as you would have seen several times on the butterfly video, and then just cut the heart out. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys out, and I hope you guys liked it. Talk to you later.